Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here at the Inner West High School, which is a brand new school that opened last year and this year has both Year 7 and Year 8 students, and obviously that cohort will go to Year 12 when the school reaches its full complement. And not only is the New South Wales Government focused on the bricks and mortar, building new schools, upgrading new schools across the state, whether it's the cities or the regions, but I think now more than any time in our state's history, we appreciate how important it is to have a strong education system to give our young people the best start in life, how important it is to have it non-disrupted as much as possible, and also the COVID pandemic has really opened our eyes to the challenges some young people are having, in particular of getting their foot into the workforce and starting off their careers. Today's two significant education announcements set our students up for the future. Firstly, a fast stream process. I'm very pleased to have here today the principal of Inner West High School, Ms Thompson, and also, of course, Ali, who is a teacher from Orange who teaches maths, who will be a candidate in this fast stream process. So what that means is from next year we'll be identifying a cohort of at least 50 graduates and existing teachers who will be fast streamed to take on principal positions within a 10-year period rather than a 20-year period, which is the average for what time someone becomes a principal. Obviously this requires a lot of training and support, and that's why it will be a very targeted approach to incentivise young people to take or consider teaching as a career, and not only teaching but also leading a school community, which has obviously very additional skills on top of that. I want to acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Premier John Barilaro, who's been such a strong advocate for making sure our regional schools lift their standards as well, and along with the Education Minister Sarah Mitchell has ensured this program of fast streaming will in particular also focus on raising standards in regional schools where we'll be able to target those up and coming stars of the future in teaching and future principals to make sure standards across the board are raised, which is extremely positive. I also want to acknowledge that from term 1 next year there'll be a special emphasis on vocational education and training in senior years. There'll be an additional 20 courses available to students, things from cybersecurity to robotics, things that will qualify them, give them a certificate to provide that qualification, an extra 20 courses. We know that part of the secret to success for young people is, if they're not sure what they want to do, to have that pre-qualification by the time they leave high school gives them a strong footing whether they want to go into the workforce, take on further study, whether it's through TAFE, VET or university, or whether they're considering their options. And these additional 20 courses from next year will give them those options, real life courses which they can apply to the workforce or apply to other parts of their learning into the future. And so I want to commend the Education Minister for these two important initiatives. Our government is focused not just on keeping the community safe and making sure we get through the pandemic, but also making that really important reform in our education system.